Welcome to part 1 of setting up an indoor grow tent for newbies. My name is Natalie and I'm an indoor gardener. I've been growing indoors for about 3 years now, and here are some things I wish I knew before setting up my grow tent. If you're not sure where to start and you're thinking of setting up an indoor grow tent, this video is for you. Here are some basic things to consider based on what I've learned so far. Starting a new indoor growing project can be really exciting, and if you're anything like me, you just want to go for it and buy that grow tent. But like most long-term projects, there are always key factors to consider before jumping right in. Today's video will focus on all of the basic things to consider before buying your grow tent. The first question you'll need to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of your grow tent? What will you be growing? Is it for produce, cannabis, maybe both? Depending on what you're growing will determine your growing method, or maybe you already have a growing method in mind. What systems are you interested in using in your grow tent? I got my tent 20 by 10 because I wanted it to act similar to a greenhouse, a large space where I can house multiple systems. I had to consider the height of the grow tent in order to fit my grow towers. I had to consider the length of the grow tent in order to fit my bucket systems. Now, depending on your circumstance, a lot of growers already have a designated area which predetermines the size of the grow tent that they can fit. Now that we've decided what we're growing, what systems we're using, what size grow tent we need, and where it's going, the next thing to consider is, what is the environment in the space that your grow tent will be set up? Even though our goal is to keep a controlled environment within a grow tent, the lung room, which is also known as the environment outside the grow tent, is a huge factor to consider. It'll be the environment where your tent pulls air in from, so this is really important. My grow tent is in my basement, so in the winter I've got the furnace running, in the summer I've got the air conditioning, and I've got access to outdoors, so my lung room is extremely unstable. If the environment in the lung room is erratic, you may want to think about setting up your grow tent in an area where the environment can be more controlled. In order to determine this correctly, you'll want to get yourself a hygrometer. These Go-V hygrometers are inexpensive, available on Amazon, and will tell you the basics like temperature and relative humidity. Next thing you want to think about is, what will your setup entail? This goes back to what you're growing, what systems you're using. Can the space handle the electrical load of your grow tent? What I recently did was actually made a list of all my items that consume power to better understand the total footprint that my grow tent consumes. Now, I'm not trying to scare any new growers away. You don't have to have all these things figured out. I definitely didn't have any of these things figured out. As my grow is evolving and as things are changing and I'm learning, I'm introducing new things into the grow tent, and my infrastructure has to increase now. But the purpose of this series isn't to overwhelm you, it is just to help provoke some thought about all the things you will have to consider down the line as you evolve as a gardener. I recently had to upgrade my electrical and get the entire tent on its own 2 separate breakers just to be able to accommodate all of my systems and equipment. My last grow, I had to sacrifice my DLI because I couldn't turn my lights up past 65% or I would trip the breaker. Like I said, you don't need to have it all figured out, but it may be worthwhile to take the time to do so before diving into a project like this, no matter how big or small your grow tent is. The other part of considering your setup is doing a little bit of research. Now, if you've been following along my gardening journey, you know I'm not a big researcher, but this would have saved me a lot of time in the long run. I had no idea that during the flowering stages, I would need a dehumidifier, and that growing aeroponically would require the use of at least 1 water chiller. I only learned this later on, which is why I had to upgrade my electrical after the fact. A basic knowledge of the systems you'll be using and the equipment you'll need will definitely be beneficial to you in the long run. Let's go back to what you'll be growing and how you'll be growing it. Do you need frequent access to water? Do you need a sink nearby, a drain nearby? I'm constantly lugging water back and forth, up and down the stairs. So in the future, I consider things like adding a sink. Now, if you're a new grower, one thing you may not consider is pest and traffic control. Will your grow tent be set up in a high traffic area? Will it be with pets walking back and forth? Is there access nearby to outdoors? This is very important because your lung room must be clean in order to help prevent pests and pathogens and diseases entering the grow tent. It may not seem important now, but knowing these things before you get started will definitely set you up for success in the long run. I'm not here to try and tell you how to set up your grow tent. I'm only here to tell you from my experience what I have learned after the fact. Years after setting up my grow tent, all the things that I learned, I wish I had considered these things before getting started. While you don't need to have it all figured out at once, I want to be able to prevent other new growers from making the same mistake. Not that jumping in is a mistake, but it is important to think things through. In the next part of this series, we talk about intake and exhaust fans. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, follow me to learn more.